Hi guys, welcome to what I hope will be the first of many episodes of Retro Pixels playing A-Train from 1992. I remember getting this game at Christmas that year. I still have the manual. I don't have the box anymore, but I do still have the manual. And it's one of those games that you look at it and you think, yeah, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. You start it up and you realise it's micromanagement in a way only the Japanese can do micromanagement games. Before Transport Tycoon, before a lot of the SimCities, and you're left thinking, how on earth do I play this game? Because you look at it and you think, actually, yeah, this shouldn't be too difficult. It's only when you start it up you realise just how in depth they go to make it the game that they want to. Now, I am going to try and do some videos on this. I'm not going to say they're going to be brilliant, but I'll try my best. What I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on one particular map to begin with, and you'll soon see why I've chosen this map, because it epitomises this game in so many terms. And it's the 6th scenario, which when you load and you look at it and you think, brilliant, I've got a massive city here. I've got a city of 107,000 people, well developed, and it's only when, in fact I'm just going to slow it down so I can do this while we're talking. It's only when you sort of look around you think, yep, I've got suburbs, factories, we've got a little sort of blossoming town down here, another one here, and then a nice centralised city, almost a metropolis in A-Train terms, but it's not a metropolis, it's just the way it looks on the map. It's only when you go to this screen you suddenly realise, actually, this is going to be harder than I thought, because you only have 300,000 credits. Now, in some games, 300 grand, brilliant. In this, that'll buy you one train, maybe 2 stations, if you're lucky. So, my suggestion, straight off, is remove every single train off the map, so at least you can save some money, because they're not running around costing you money. This takes a little bit of time. There we go, and that one as well. So that's all my freight trains off the map. This random sleeper train that appeared from somewhere. And then the extra ones as well. And you. And you. And you. And you. Right. Now I'm not going to sell them, I'm just going to take them off the map, because if they're not running, they're not costing us anything. And we're going to start off really, really simple. We're going to take one of the AR3s, which are the best train in the game. Cheap to run and quick, and also make the most money. And what we're going to do is set it up on this little route. All it's going to do is leave at 8 o'clock each morning. If we go back to there, and we speed it up again, so we go like that. There we go. So it will run from one station to the next once a day. That's it. Now it might seem a bit weird, of a weird way of doing things, but the reason being that it's just made me £1,000. Now I know £1,000's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but in this game, every little penny that you make helps you further down the line. Because as I said, it really is micromanagement. Now hopefully I don't own any buildings. No, I don't. Try to feel what my balance sheet looks like. We'll have a quick look. Not brilliant. 1,000. Okay, it could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. Right, so what we're going to do, in this episode certainly, I'm going to focus just on this area here. The one Oh, I keep saying Metropolis, it's not Metropolis. The one big town in the game, in this level, for starters. And what on earth is going on down here? Now you will see two other trains running. They don't cost me anything because they're running from outside the map, but they seem to go a bit haphazard at times, so just leave them alone, don't do anything with them, just let them do what they want to do. Only other thing that I am going to do, and it is going to cost me a lot of money and I will apologise for it, is remove this small station and replace it with a large one. The simple reason being that larger stations promote more growth than smaller ones. And eventually it will end up with a little road like this running down here, and it will join up there. Eventually we will put another station in up here, and that will help with making this a circuit and go from there. Now, I can't really tell you much about the game itself purely because I don't play it that often, but it was a trendsetter. It did lead the way for so many more games. You look at the isometric viewpoint and immediately you think of SimCity 2000, SimCity 3000, SimCity 4, Transport Tycoon, Transport Tycoon Deluxe. The city builders prior to this, you had your original SimCity, which was top down, and yes, it was a brilliant game, but you didn't feel like the city was growing out with the plots that you laid down. You didn't see any extra growth. This whole isometric view gives you such a better perspective on what is going on within the city. So now the plan here is we'll get rid of all the materials here, and once that's done I will then make it so that this train will do one loop per day. So we're still earning money, but it is transporting more passengers than it was. So I'm just going to do that now. So in fact that one's already reverted, so we'll just change that one to a 1 hour stop as well. So per day it will do one full loop of the city. And if I've timed it right, in fact no, it's not going to. I was hoping it would do one per day, but it's going to be one every 2 days because the time it takes for it to get around the full map, it's not going to get back in time. So, this series is going to be about you guys. Give me questions to answer, whether it's game related, whether it's life related. I'll do my utmost to answer them as and when I can. Yeah. As I said, it is the first episode. I'm not used to doing this. Certainly not on a game that takes as long to mature as. Okay, even better. You will, on each level, have the option to have the bullet train. Now you have no control over A, when it comes, B, where it goes. But when it's built, it does increase land values and does promote growth within the city as well. So that's just another little added bonus that appears every so often. Now what we need to work out here, eventually I want to put another station along this part of the line here, which will then have a road leading from it, which will meet up with this one. The only problem being, I can't work out where the gap is, so what we will do, we will count back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I've counted that right, it should be there, but I'm just going to double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. So what we'll do, we'll just plan to put that station in there as and when we got the money. because currently we don't have the money to do it, so it's pointless building it. But yeah, so with just the one train running, we are making a profit, not a huge profit, but it's a profit all the same. And if you expand this part of report 1 out, you will see per day it's not costing us an awful lot, but it does make a little bit of a profit each time it stops at the station. So don't think it's worthwhile putting another train in. What we got here? 1, 2. I was just debating whether it was worth putting another train in just to increase the profits, but in all honesty, I don't think it is. In fact, what I am going to do, revert that back to all of those to 8 AMs, and we'll put the other 2 trains in as well. So we'll have 3 trains running on that line, each doing 1 segment per day. There we go. So we shall do place train 11, place train 12. There we go. So it will start as a bit of a traffic jam, but it will balance itself out after a couple of game days. Hopefully not losing me too much money in the process. In fact, I think that might have made quite a bit of a difference already. Yeah. So whereas before we were lucky to make maybe a couple of 100 credits per day, we're now making roughly 1,200 to 1,500 per day. Which, as I've said so many times already, it doesn't sound a lot, but in this game, in this level especially, any profit is good profit. Because it's so easy to run out of money so very, very quickly. You know, I've played this game, like I said, quite a few times, and the first time I've played this level, I thought, brilliant, massive city, can do all this, that and the other. Started within 10 minutes I was broke. And it's not a game that you don't want to start taking bank loans. You play the game as it is. Yes, a bank does help if you need to build something large. So for example, there is a way on this particular scenario, once that road has built along here, if there's enough materials you can build a golf course, which if I went to site, no, it's not that one, sorry, if I went to there, purchase a lot of ours, well I'm not going to purchase it anyway, but give you a rough idea, it would cost you 2 million to build. You could sell it, I think the most I've sold one for is 42 million. But of course you pay a lot of tax at the end of the year because of the property sale. But it is doable, and it is an easy, quick way to make money on this level. But it doesn't necessarily help you in the long term, and certainly not for the video that we're doing, which is going to be a week by week or day by day, depending on how often I'm able to shoot these, progression of the city. So let's have a look at how much money we got now. 197. I mean, the idea here would be to get, say, enough for one more of these, which is 250,000, plus enough for another station, which is a further 120,000. So we need 370,000. Once you got that, we could buy that last train, that last station, and put them all on 8 o'clock starts, and then it's all money in the bank, and then it will give us the kickstart to finish this segment off. But what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to end the video purely because this is more of a teaser than anything else. So if you like what you've seen so far and you don't think I'm that boring, I mean, if you think I'm boring, tell me I'm boring, it's fine. But if you like what you've seen so far, hit a like, drop some comments. Tell me what you want me to talk about, and I'll happily talk about it. And hopefully I'll see you in episode 2, and we'll take this a bit further.